Hey, this is Memory Item Rubric, and this is a name tag from the National Student Competition of the Sofia Debate Association. This is the second and last time I went to debating because I hate those guys. Not like I hate them, but it's just very annoying. It's like a church. Fanatics. So starting from the beginning, this cost me 30 Bulgarian levs, which is, if you're in the United States, calculate that by about 1.8, and if you're in Europe somewhere, calculate that to about 2. That's like, uh, divide. That's like 15 euro for this without a hotel stay, because it was in Sofia and we had relatives to stay in there with. So I was again, as if you watched the other video from the Sofia Debate Forum. It was in Varna, Sofia Debate Association Forum in Varna. Um, I was with the kind of almost the same team. It was, me, this girl, her mother, and but this time we had one girl more because the format was different and it was 3 participants. Um, so we were three, yeah, and we had some of the topics given before that for us to prepare, and I tried, but I didn't, manage to do anything besides reading what the other two girls prepared. And I've kind of talked on them, but it's too late. So yeah, um, it was the topics were declared before I went to Poland, and I actually had time, but I couldn't prioritize and organize the stuff, so I didn't write on the topics in advance. And when I got back from Poland on the night of the 5th of July, it was like 12 o'clock p.m. That's like midnight. Just 25 minutes after midnight, I was here in the apartment. So uh, after that, on the 6th of July, I had a day, a whole day in Sliven. And then I just didn't realize it, but when the leader of our group, the mother of this girl that we were a team with, she phoned me and she talked about the trains, how we're gonna get to Sofia. She said the two girls are already there, and she said that it's the other day in 2 o'clock, like a.m., like 2 in the morning. And I was kind of surprised because I didn't calculate it when it was, but it was the 7th of July the other day, and we went with the night train, which started in, as I said, 2 a.m. And so I had a bit of sleep, just a bit, and 2 a.m. I was going to the train station with my father, because he wanted to go with me. I was like, I can do it alone, man, but he wanted to come with me. And so we went there, we waited. I had some old pizza, not old, but from the last day that my family gave me, for food on the way there. So I was with the same luggage, almost the same luggage that I was in Poland. I just removed half of the clothes and some other stuff. But I was with the same suitcase. Is it suitcase? Right, suitcase, I think. And with this pizza box carrying around with me. And so we waited for the leader, this woman, to buy the tickets with her, to get places, on the same wagon. So at some point she came, we bought tickets. Then we waited a bit more. My father left me then, and we talked a bit on the topics. One of those was remilitarization of Japan, and other was machines and humans and labor, um, stuff like that. Jewish stuff, Jewish army, Socialist Party, very, very controversial topics. So we went with the train and we managed to sleep because there was, full empty seats. Like, one wagon has like maybe 10, 10 boxes or something like that. Each box has like 6 or 8, I think 8 seats, and those 8 seats are situated by two, like this and like this, and one man can lay here and the other can lay here, and you can sleep in the train. It's very noisy and shaky, but I managed to sleep. And at some point I got up when we were maybe about, I don't know, 80 kilometers from Sofia, something like that. I ate some sesame honey sweet, some walnuts, and I didn't remember if I got a book with me, if I read in there. But at some point, yeah, we got to the train station of Sofia. Then we asked for where the metro is, right? No, no, the metro is right on the train station. So, the woman advised me to buy a daily metro card because she said we're gonna travel with the metro the whole day, but we didn't actually. So it was kind of a waste. But anyways, forget that. And with the metro we arrived somewhere, I don't really remember, Serdica 2, something like that. No, not exactly. Then we asked some people for where the tramway, the coach, yeah, the street coach, like half train, half bus, where it's going, where it is situated, where it is coming for Serdica 2. So we got on this coach, we went to this Serdica 2 neighborhood. Then we were looking at some map, trying to find the place that we wanted to go was one of the son's apartment of this lady. But at some point, just at quite some minutes after we got out of the coach, her son arrived and he showed us the way. We went with him. Then we stopped at the shop. We got up to his apartment, and I slept a bit. The two girls were there. After that, we had something like a breakfast. It was still like, I don't know, maybe 8 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And after that, we talked on the topics. We talked on them. We tried to write out something, and this woman and her son, they helped us. We wrote out some stuff. We talked on the topics a bit more, and then we were getting prepared for a walk. We got some small bags, to carry out a bit of baggage. I don't remember what much we didn't so much. We were more heading to the competition because it was already kind of time for it. So it was in this school, but yeah, we actually, before that, we went to eat in some dining place. I got a pizza, 4 cheeses, and there was this skating boy. I was watching, he was doing some tricks, cool guy. So yeah, we took a walk at Sofia, then we went to this school, and then the program started. Like, here we have opening, the most boring part, and then, oh, so 5 o'clock, and on the 7th of July, the opening, a lot of spare talk, partnerships, stuff like that, advertisements, and etc. We were at this aula of the school. It was the School of Economics, Business, and Trade. 5:30 p.m. publishing the topic of the first circuit. It was a prepared topic. Just gonna remember which one. Was it? No, it wasn't the Jewish, not the Japanese, not the machines, not the what was it? Feminism. Oh yes, it was should Western feminist organizations concentrate more on the women rights of women in developing countries of the third world. So we lost this debate, and it was quite, I don't know, we're dilettantes on this topic, so what else should I say? And then from 5:40 to 7:10, this was the first circuit. As I said, we lost it. Then we had a dinner in 7:30. It was at this restaurant Divaka, or the Wild Guy in English, and there was salads and meat with potato stuff. However, there was this guy talking about Elon Musk and quantum physics and stuff, and it was interesting listening to him. Yeah, I was just gonna tell his name, but forget it. 8th of July, Saturday. So we didn't have breakfast because we weren't at the hotel, but others have breakfast and lunch in the hotel. And for breakfast we had, well, whatever we had. And actually, I forgot to mention that after the dinner on the last day, we went to the other son of this lady in his apartment to sleep, and we were there the rest of the competition. We slept there, and we were there if we were somewhere in an apartment, not on the other son. He carried on the rest of the baggage later on. So for breakfast we had whatever we carried there or whatever they made for us in this apartment, and after that, 9 o'clock, we got on the school again. Most of the people smoking again, of course, horrible smells and stuff. So waiting, the organization was slow and delayed, and so the whole event was a bit later all the time. Then in 9:15 they published the topic for the second circuit, which wasn't prepared, and I don't actually remember what was it for. Maybe I'll get an idea later on, but yeah, I don't recall. Then from past 19 to 9:15 to 10:15, there was time for preparing. This is like 1 hour where we rolled out stuff for the topic we taught, and those two girls, they went for a coffee searching. They were like addicted to coffee. So uh, one of the teams was in the room, and the other teams were outside, thinking on their topics. And it's kind of weird because people have this scarcity mindset that if someone hears their idea, he's gonna steal them and make them a lot of bad with that. But I don't believe in such stuff, and I think that first, few are the people that will steal your idea just because of pure laziness. And second, even if someone steals your idea, competition is something that makes you it challenges you, and it makes you become better, in many ways. It makes you develop. So if they steal your idea, that's actually better for you, because you're gonna have to think of something smarter, just become a better version of yourself, as they say. So after that we had second circuit. I don't remember, I think we lost that too, yeah. And 10:12, publishing the topic for the third circuit, which was a prepared one. I think it was about the army in Israel, about should it be obligatory or not, and stuff like that. And we were on the side of that it shouldn't be obligatory because the volunteer army is gonna have more quality than the big quantity but low quality obligatory army, and we quite didn't know some stuff, so we screwed up. We lost again, because we were dilettantes. So yeah, then in 10 before 14 and half past 14 there is lunch. We got for lunch whatever we carried on ourselves, and they actually also gave us some sandwiches from the competition. The guys bought some sandwiches and they gave us in the school, and they were fine. I also ate some pizza that I carried, some banica, a pastry with cheese, and yeah. So next off, half past 14 or half past 2 p.m. Uh, public, okay, publishing the topic for the fourth circuit, which wasn't prepared, and it was about sports. Should there be big sport events in countries where the basic human rights aren't, respected? And yes, we were the agreeing party. And our theory was that we should give them a chance, to develop, and those games are making the countries, just a bit better. They're giving them some opportunities to see, other people, to have contact, that sports makes people friends and etc. And the others were talking about the aggressive side of sports where people kill themselves because the other team, made them a goal and stuff like that, for example. And we had 1 hour preparing time, and one of our teammates, the new girl, she said that she's given up, she's not gonna go, she's so scared, she's sick of this, she doesn't like it. Well, I didn't like it too, but I was like, I wanted to hold it up for when we finish. I'm just not gonna let them down just because I don't like debating with those people that use so much foreign words that don't know what words they're actually saying, any etc etc. And she was talking to the others that she's gonna give up and stuff like that. And the other girl that I was with on the forum from Varna, she was getting angry on her, so our work slowed down because of this internal conflict. And yeah, 20 past, no, that's half past 15 to 5 o'clock. That's the fourth circuit. We won this one actually, really. And after that, at 20 past 5, publishing the topic for the fifth circuit, which was a prepared one, and it was for the Bulgarian Socialist Party. This is a horrible because we're giant dilettantes on this, and we knew like almost near to nothing about this. And also we got on the side of the party that says, that the Bulgarian Socialist Party shouldn't admit that that it has inherited the Communist Party. Like the Communist Party in Bulgaria dies, and just the same year arrives the Socialist Party, so there's this conflict that it's the same, and we were supposed to say that it's not and stuff like that, and that it has no connection to communism and etc and blah blah blah. So it was horrible. We talked like only 3 minutes, and the whole speech is supposed to be 8 minutes. And I didn't like it. I don't know if somebody liked it, but most of us, we didn't have a speech that was more than 5 minutes, something like that, because we didn't know what to say really. And yeah, that was until 7 o'clock. And then 7:30 we had this dinner in the Godzilla restaurant. It was cool. I went with this guy who talked about quantum physics again, but he didn't speak stuff like that this time. Although we spoke a bit about Nietzsche and society, stuff like that. Yeah, he's a cool guy. Next day, Yeah, before that, what did we do in the evening? I think that we just took a small walk and then we played this game. How was it called? Dexit, Exit, I don't know, something like that. Uh, and it was about cards. You tell one sentence about a card, and the others have also some cards, and they're supposed to put the card that sounds with the familiar story. And if you lie, people, uh, you should get at least one that picks your card, and but not all of them, because then you've given a too perfect, too exact description. You should kind of lie and twist it up. Dixit, I think. Next day, 9th of July, Sunday. Breakfast, it was again at the hotel, but we weren't at the hotel, so we had our own, whatever we got in there. Um, I ate some plums in there, some pizza. Then 9 o'clock again, it was delayed. The people were late, so the whole event was kind of moved on just a bit later. And then we didn't participate in this day because we were not qualified. It's a competition after all, so only like 4 teams were up to those finals, and they were published on the last day in the dinner. The leader of this whole association, he said the winners. Yeah, this day, those half finals about should media publish politicians' life without asking them, their personal life. And one of the teams were saying that the personal life has no connection to the work. The other was saying that the personal life, it has connection to the work, in etc, in etc, and blah blah blah, and very stupid stuff. And it was pretty boring. Um, there was supposed to be, most of the people didn't participate in those debates, so they were supposed to watch, but there was like, I don't know, maybe up to 10 people or something like that on this half final. It wasn't much people, although the whole event was like 40, something like that, where it weren't that much. But yeah, almost nobody watched it, and it was in the Sofia University, and there was this giant aula. Yeah. There was also those sliding stuff, on the stairs, the parapets, and they were like made of marmor. I don't know how we call this, and it's very slide. Like you put your hands on it, and you're like, and I almost made that, but I was afraid to fail, so I made it just for a short time. Um, so yeah, after that, this was an unprepared topic, and then there's this 1 hour preparation. After that we have the final. This was a prepared topic, and it was about the machines and people and labor connections. So this is boring too, very boring, maybe even more boring than the last one. And after that I went out for a walk because I didn't want to watch the last part, the rewarding, because this is like the opening. It's like very boring. They're just saying names and organizations, advertisements, like they're hyping people up, hyping the crowd like this. They're almost everybody making it. It's very noisy. So I just got out and saw a bit of Sofia, ate for some lunch, and then after this finished we went to this jazz festival and we played this Dixit game, and we stayed there up until dawn, right, or dusk, I don't know, like until the evening. And when it was already dark we went back to the apartment. We got showers, and then one of the sons of this woman, he got us to the train station, where we bought some tickets and we went all the way back. And this is a bit more interesting than the way from Sliven to Sofia, because there was much more people in the train and there wasn't space just to lie like that. So we actually managed to find an empty wagon, but then one boy came in there and it wasn't enough space for all of us. But the girl that one of the girl in our team, the other one remained in Sofia for some reasons that I don't know. But the daughter of our leader, she was in the same wagon, so she was shorter, so she went on the side with the other boy, and I laid down like, on the whole 4 or 3 seats, so I could sleep. And at some point, they woke me up like, Kellyanne, Kellyanne, Kellyanne. I was like, oh, what? And there was like, this conductor guy coming for the tickets. So yeah, after that I woke up. We were on Sliven. Um, then they said like they're gonna bring me to home with a taxi. They're gonna use it to get to home too. And they live like 2 kilometers from the train station, but I live like 200 meters from it, so it was useless. And I'm telling, come on, man, I can get home alone. It's not that much of a problem. But the woman like insisted because she was quote unquote responsible for me on this event. So yeah, already in Sliven, got to home with a taxi and got into bed sleeping. So that's it, the end of the story. Lessons from this, well, uh, there should be some kind of a team agreement, because if you just go there, you don't know the team, you've done nothing, you don't have a plan, it's probably gonna ruin up. So make some kind of an agreement with your team, write it out, and like some basic rules, like point out your goals for this event, and some plan B, plan C, stuff like that. And also, there's a lot to learn almost everywhere, but there's just stuff that you would more like do something else. And that's the point in here, that I went in there for the second time just because I wanted to learn a bit more, but I didn't want to get in deep with those stuff because it's not my goal, and I don't like the whole community, I don't like the activity. So I just went there for like learning something. And yeah, that's my last debate competition stuff. So that's it, thank you for watching, goodbye.